Alrighty, welcome back. This is episode 2 of the Goon Squad show. Again, I'm your host Andrew. I'll probably be here majority of the time, and then we got Bobby here again. Say what's up, Bobby.
What up? What up?
What up? All right, guys. So, like I said in the last episode, we're just basically going to be diving into like fantasy football. I know you guys are wrapping up your fantasy football leagues or your drafts, or probably starting one here soon. So, we're just going to try to give you some takes, maybe some suggestions that we'd probably go with. Uh, let's just start out. Let's just say you're looking for a quarterback, right? And let's start out in the sense of a redraft, right? Let's just go with redraft. Who are you going to pick for a redraft at quarterback? Not a keeper league, just redraft.
For me, I'm gonna go. My boy Jalen Hurts. Got to.
Jalen Hurts.
Do it. Can get it done on the air, on the ground. You know what I'm saying? He gets a lot of rushing touchdowns as well. So he usually always finds his way in the end zone. So that's a no brainer for me at least.
Gotcha. Well, for me, if I'm not doing a keeper, I mean, I'd probably go with. I don't know. I'm looking at the strength of schedule. I'd probably just go with Lamar Jackson. I mean, MVP winner last year. I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't put up, fantasy wise. There's no reason he should not put up the same amount of points there. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson. Honestly, I think Lamar Jackson is a safe pick. In that instance, I think he's a safer pick. And just looking at his strength of schedule this year, it's out of like a 5-star rating, he's just a four out of five. So that's pretty good. So strength of schedule wise, I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson, MVP winner. Couldn't really go wrong there. But let's say you have a 2 QB league, right? And it's both redraft.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you pick as second QB? Let's say like a little later in the draft, right? Your top guys aren't going to be there. You're looking to add a little depth to your squad, a QB, maybe a bench quarterback to kind of roll in case your starting one gets injured. Who are you going with there?
I'm really stuck between two. I'm stuck between Lamar and CJ, honestly.
Okay.
Like you said, Lamar is going to be the safer pick because, he's a 2-time MVP. He's going to get it done on the ground and the air. But CJ, this new team CJ is on this year, this man could really go crazy in fantasy. Because honestly, even last year, like he had a lot of games like that was over like 300 for him, and him throwing more than 3 touchdowns. So. And him having Diggs and Nico, like both of them together, he might, even do
So
more.
so who would you pick though? Let's say they're not available, right? Say you're looking at like some not top tier
Mm-hmm.
QBs, right? We're looking at like maybe like Caleb Williams, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, like quarterbacks like that aren't really your
Oh,
top
okay,
choice.
okay.
Who are we looking? Who are we looking there? Who would you take as like Kirk Cousins even maybe as like a backup QB or maybe a second QB in a super flex? Who would you take as a second one? That's probably not available but could be. You know.
I'm gonna go with Anthony Richardson then.
Okay.
Anthony.
Yeah, that's solid. I actually like that too. If I was going with a second quarterback or like a bench, Anthony Richardson probably. So looking at this chart I have, Richardson
Mm-hmm.
and Trevor Lawrence both have the easiest strength of schedule along with Jordan Love. Personally, me, I'd probably pick Jordan Love as a bench QB or maybe a second string QB in a super flex. And the reason why is because he's got the potential to put up, he's got the potential to put up 4,000 passing yards if his receivers can lock in, and he's really got great receivers and a good tight end. It's a little risky. I think Richardson's safer with the fantasy aspect of it just because he can run and pass. The real question is his health. Uh, I'm not
True.
sold on Trevor Lawrence, even though his strength of schedule is, 5 out of 5, like easiest schedule out there. So I mean, your best picks would be either Richardson or honestly Jordan Love. Honestly, would probably be your safer pick. But moving on, if we're in a keeper league, right? We're in a dynasty league. You're trying to mold your team around a quarterback, and you're trying to shape your team into something new. or keep with an older guy and try to shape it around him for a while. Who would you pick to make the run? Who would you pick to, would you want a nice young QB to build your future with, or are you looking more for like now, win now, like Jalen Hurts, maybe 26 years old, not old, but not like a
Yeah,
rookie? What are you looking at there?
man. I'm probably got to say, I think Caleb Williams, bro.
Caleb Williams. So you're
Yeah.
molding for the future here.
What if I have a pick? Okay, what if I have a pick in like the draft? We're not doing that.
If you have a pick in the draft, let's say your top 5 pick, right, and it's a keeper
Yeah.
league, we're keeping this player to build on to the future. Who are you
Yeah.
taking?
I'll probably just go Caleb. I'm probably go
Caleb,
Caleb. Yeah.
you're building for the future here. So,
Yeah. I'm going
um,
Caleb.
honestly, guys, I've done a lot of my leagues that I do that I take pretty serious when I do play them. I do keeper leagues. That's just kind of like what I like to do in the sense of the aspect of dynasty. So personally, me, I'm looking at guys like C.J. Stroud or Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, or Lamar Jackson are probably the two safest picks, just because they still
Mhm.
have a good. I mean, dude, they're only like 27, 26 years old. They got a really, really good, good 5, 6 years left in their career. I mean, even further. Um, Rodgers is 40. Tom Brady was 40 before he retired. So, I mean, Drew Brees was around 38, 39. I don't think Lamar could sustain the way he plays until he's like that age. But looking honestly, I mean, I'd probably go CJ or Jalen Hurts, honestly. I feel like Lamar would be the last kind of option if he was available, but I'd probably go CJ or Jalen Hurts. Just because I think CJ's in an easier conference, or sorry, division. So, and I
Mhm.
don't think that division defensive wise is going to be as crazy as people think in the next, 3 or 4 years, unless something drastic changes. But I mean, we have a lot. There's a lot of offensive weapons and a lot of future QBs in that division. So I can see a lot more offensive games in that division. So I'm thinking C.J. Stroud for sure, or Jalen Hurts. But moving on, now we're
Mhm.
gonna move on to running backs. Honestly, in my opinion, even if it's PPR, I still think running backs is probably the most important position. There's not many available. There's not a lot of guys who play consistent at running back. So looking at the running backs out here that we have for a redraft league, let's pick one or two starters and then maybe one starter and one bench player. So I guess let's do two starters and a bench player. So
Okay. I'm gonna go. Two stars in the bench player. I like Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams, yeah, solid.
I like Kyron. Jameer
Jameer Gibbs.
for sure. You said I got a bench.
Let's just say two start for a redraft league. Two start age doesn't really matter. You're not gonna have the same players next year, probably. Let's just go with two starters and a bench player for now. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go Kyron. I'm gonna go Kyron. Jameer. Then I'm gonna go Bijan.
Bijan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because I mean, all those running backs, they can catch out the backfield really good, and then that's what you need in today's league, and that's how you get points on fantasy too as well. So receiving touchdowns, rushing yards, they all three can do that.
yeah. So for me, I'm sort of the same. We're gonna differ a little bit here. I'm gonna go Bijan, of course, starter wise. I mean, dude should be in an offense that's pretty much surrounded by him. I mean, there's really no reason. There's really no reason the offense should not be surrounded by Bijan. I mean, I know they have Drake London and Kyle Pitts, but you don't really surround the offense around
Mhm.
playmakers as much as like you do workhorses like Bijan. So Bijan this year should be a workhorse, and should be the center of attention for that team. And then honestly, Instead of Kyron Williams, I'm probably going to go Rashard White out of Tampa Bay. Again, another kind of running back I think could really do well, strength of schedule wise. Again, 5 out of 5, easiest schedule. Uh, he did really well last year. He helped get Tampa Bay to that playoff. I think it is another guy that you center your offense around again, even though you have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and all those guys. Still someone you center your offense around personally. And then for like a bench player, and this one's a hot take. It's a hot take. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I know you're laughing. It's a hot take here. I'm gonna go honestly Najee Harris. I mean, I really like him coming into an offense with a better quarterback that has a more passing threat and a more passing threat downfield, as well as just consistency with a nice quarterback like Russell Wilson. So it should help him run better. It should put the defense not stacked in the box. It should give him some room to run through the tackles and run, get a little bit downfield, maybe like 4 or 5 yards a carry. I'm not saying anything crazy. I don't think Najee is like, I don't think he's one of those crazy playmakers. You're not going to see those highlight reels or those big runs from him. But honestly, you get a guy like Russell Wilson who can move the ball down the field throwing. I really should, open up some gaps in the offensive line for Najee to run through. It all just depends how well he's developed over his career.
So do you think okay, I'm gonna stop you there real quick. Who is the other running back they have in Pittsburgh? I forgot his name.
It's a rookie, right? They picked up.
No, it's not. Let me go ahead and we're gonna find that real quick.
My thing when you get a better passing attack, it's easier to run the ball. I mean, it's so much easier to run the ball, and it's not. If you watch those Steelers games last year, guys, they were stacked in the box every down. I mean, they weren't worried about getting a pass over their head because it's just. The only running backs they have is Jalen Warren, Cordell Patterson, DeJon Edwards, the rookie out of Georgia. But my thing is still Najee.
So you think Najee is going to produce better numbers than Jalen?
Jalen Warren, yeah. I still think Najee is the top guy for them still. And then if you don't want him as a bench player, I mean, next best bench player would probably be James Conner. Dude's a red zone machine. I mean, dude, literally.
James Conner,
yeah, Arizona. He gets a lot of rushing touchdowns. He's kind of like the. It was the same way with. I'm blanking on Jamal Williams, right? I mean, he came to the Saints. He didn't really perform that well when he got here, but he put up a lot of fantasy numbers because of those rushing touchdowns. James Conner does the same thing. Most of James Conner points came from rushing touchdowns last year.
Do you like James Conner? You like James Conner over Devon Achane in Miami?
Just because I don't know what Miami's doing with Raheem Mostert, and if Raheem Mostert is going to do the same thing where he takes all those touchdowns in the red zone, then yeah, I'd rather have James Conner who actually takes the hands off. Like again, I would take Raheem Mostert. If we're only going off yards with Achane, then Raheem Mostert still that third down back, kind of red zone back, then I would take the guy who gets the touchdowns are worth way more than the yards at the end of the day. So I would do James Conner, Najee Harris, in my opinion, as a bench player. But
Najee Harris.
Yep. Okay, moving on. So we got your running backs covered. Let's go on and head to receivers. For this one, most leagues probably do 2 or 3 receivers out there. So let's go ahead and do 3 starters and like 2 bench players, right? You want 3 starting receivers, solid. And then you want like 2 bench guys that can kind of come in and help you, cover the starters if they're hurt or if they're on a bye. So who are you taking for the 3 starters?
Okay.
Realistically, we're in a draft. Realistically, who are you gonna take?
Okay. So we'll go top 10 for like the first pick. So, my number 1 receiver is gonna be my boy Jamar. Course.
Yeah, of course.
No. He got Joe Burrow back. Offensive line's healthy. Jamar, and he's proven he can put up numbers with or without, elite quarterback. And even if he does get hurt, he still comes back and performs well. So, I'm gonna pick Jamar for sure. Uh, Now my receiver 2, I'm probably gonna go. I'm looking at this list right now. I'm gonna go. Damn. I'm gonna say. I'm probably have to say Drake London this year. Um, just because they got Kirk Cousins throwing at him, and I feel like he hasn't really had an opportunity to, you know, have a good like an okay quarterback. So, and I've training camp he's looking really well. And if I had like a uh, flex, I'll probably go. I'm gonna go George Pickens for my flex, just because Russ is there. Justin Fields is there, and he actually has a quarterback too. And I just feel like I don't know. I feel like he's really slept on because he's just on the Steelers. They haven't had a solid quarterback, and I feel like his hands are really um, underrated. So
And and again, mine might differ here. And don't get me wrong, I loved LSU. I'm a huge LSU fan. I love Chase and Jefferson, and I even have them both on the same team on a keeper league. Anyway, I think for a redraft, I think for a redraft. No, no, no. Truth. $50 league. I got him. But regardless, I mean, Jamar's good, and I don't mind that pick. For you guys who are leaning towards Jamar, my only issue is when T Higgins is healthy and in with him, it really hurts. Like some games, Jamar will only get like 30 yards receiving, and T Higgins will have like 150 yards and a touchdown for some reason. I don't know why. It's always back and forth with them. I mean, some days the defense will shade Jamar, and they'll shade him and double team him and leave T Higgins on a one-on-one, and Joe Burrow is going to look to T Higgins. I don't know. I mean, personally, I think the safer pick for a guy who you want that's automatic, number one look every time, I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, it's hard not to pass up what he did, and I really think Jared Goff and that offense have found the chemistry and the formula that gets them going. I'm going with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I would pick him as my number one receiver. And then, honestly, my number two receiver, I'm going to go with I'm gonna go with Puka Nuka. Honestly, I like Puka Nuka as a pick. I think Puka Nuka has really, shown himself, and I don't trust Cooper Kupp staying healthy. In fact, I don't really trust him that much at all anymore. I can trust him putting up yards and catches. He's always reliable, but I don't trust him staying on the field. Give me Puka Nuka. He's I mean, dude's him. Honestly, he proved it last year. Dude really stepped up in a big way. And then for like a bench player, I'm gonna dig deep in the barrel here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jaden Reed, probably out of Green Bay. I think Jaden Reed played very well, and like I said, I think now that Jordan Love has had a couple of years to play and really get the flow of things and get the rhythm of the offense, I'm gonna go Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed has a really big year this year with Jordan Love, and that's what I'm saying. There's a ceiling for that team and ceiling for Love in the offense, and I think this year they could hit that ceiling just because they have that flow going and that chemistry, and they haven't really lost any staff or players that much. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jaden Reed as like a flex kind of player. But in a keeper league status, who are you going with in a keeper league? Say let's just go with two guys, right? Two guys. You want to do a keeper league? Are you going like a Marvin Harrison Jr.? Or are you going to go and still get Chase and Jefferson, with their age still being quite 23, 24 years old?
I'm going Marvin. One of my receivers is definitely be Marvin. I honestly feel like he's the best receiver in this draft as well. And Kyler Murray isn't really the. Okay, I'm a Kyler Murray fan, but some people say he's not elite, but he does his job. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make sure his receiver gets the ball, bro. That's one thing I do like about him. So as long as he's with Kyler, Marvin's gonna get his catches and looks and targets. Now, the second receiver, if I'm going like a dynasty league, I'm probably gonna pick. Dang. I might pick Michael Pittman Jr. in Indy. Honestly, like again. I feel like well, last year he definitely showed that he's a number one receiver, and him and Anthony Richardson looked like they had a good connection whenever they were both on the field, and hopefully like this year it's even better. So I'll go him.
Yeah, I don't like. Again, I'm an LSU fan, so I've seen Neighbors play in person a lot, and I really like. I really truly think he's like Jamar Chase. I've always said that, and you can look at their stats too of last year with like Jaden Daniels. They all put up the same numbers as that 2019 offense. I mean, I'm not joking. I do think Neighbors is more like Chase, and Brian Thomas is more like Justin Jefferson in some ways. But I'm going to go with Malik Neighbors first just because I know Daniel Jones is there, and I'm hoping they move on if it doesn't work out. But I just know from what I've seen with Neighbors, he's the same way with Chase. A 5-yard slant route can turn into a 40-yard, catch and run. So I'm going to go with Neighbors here. And then probably another young guy. I mean, it's tough. I'm kind of debating, and it's tough for me to pick one out of these two that I have. But honestly, I still got to go with Jaden Reed. Honestly, I think if he stays there with Jordan Love, I still think Jaden Reed is a really solid option. In case some of those top guys aren't available. Of course, if top guys wise, I'd probably go with. I still like Nico Collins too. Nico Collins has been my boy even before he started going off. I always thought he could be great with just a decent quarterback, and he showed it last year. So if you're debating on those two, I'd probably go with Nico Collins or Jaden Reed. But Jaden Reed, man, I think he's solid for sure. I really do think he's solid for Jordan Love. They have that chemistry going, so we'll see how that goes this year too. But lastly, and this is the most, I wouldn't say the hardest one, but it is hard to find one because tight ends are definitely not consistent at all, and there's not many great ones out there. So moving on to tight end, of course you only have the one and then a bench. So we'll just do one starter, star player, and then maybe a bench player that you might grab.
Okay, for me, I'm really stuck between two, bro. This year, I'm really stuck between Trey McBride and Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
Trey McBride, the like second half of the season, he was putting up numbers with him and Kyler. So he's definitely the tight end one there. But then Kyle Pitts, this is his first year. He's with the actual quarterback, and I just feel like they're also saying that they're going to use him at receiver this year too as well. It's not even tight end, so
yeah,
that opens up a lot of opportunities. As for a bench. Bench, I'm probably gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Brock Byers for my bench, man.
okay,
I feel like Las Vegas. I know they had Devontae Adams and I can't forget the other dude's name. Jacoby Myers.
Yep.
Right, but I feel like Brock Byers is gonna fill that role how like Darren Waller was when he was there. So I feel like he's just gonna go crazy, and he was a dog, at Georgia, and I feel like people just kind of forgot about him because he got hurt while he was at Georgia. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go him as my bench.
Honestly, my starter, and I can flat out say this, I'm going Trey McBride. Honestly, dude's a dog. Dude is crazy good. I would probably go Sam Laporta too. It's really between Sam and Trey, honestly, for me. Sam and Trey. If you want like more consistent touchdown catcher in the red zone, I'll probably go with Sam. But if you want an overall player that could probably develop into a pretty nice tight end, probably one of the tops, I'd probably go with Trey McBride. And then for a bench player, I wouldn't, since they're kind of on the same little tier level on this list here, I would say my bench player would be Pat Freiermuth. I really do think he could do well with Russell Wilson there, and he's really done well even with the quarterbacks that have been there, going between Pitts and I don't know. I like Pat Fryermuth a lot. I think he has that like old school kind of like Gronk mentality when it comes to playing tight end. He's a very tough tight end, and he'll sustain the hit within the catch, which I really like because most tight ends nowadays don't make the effort to make the catch with the hit coming. So I like that Pat Fryermuth is one of those bigger body, tough nose tight ends that will take the hit for the catch, even though it's going to be a big hit, probably because the last quarterback led him to kill shots pretty much every time he released the ball. But other than that,
Is Brock Bowers on that elite? Like, is he in
he's on
that?
the same. He's on the same tier. They're both tier 3 tight
Okay,
ends. So
okay. Let me go down a little bit since he's on the same tier. I'm gonna go. This is a hot take too. This might be a hot take, but I'm gonna go Cade Otton in Tampa Bay, bro.
yeah, and I like that. I
Um,
mean,
I don't know. I feel like he was getting touchdowns last year, and I don't know. Tampa really hasn't had like a solid like tight end since like him and Brake, but like not even really with him. But I was seeing a little highlights from Cade Otton last year that was surprising me. So he might actually take on a bigger role this year with them now that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are getting older. So
and
he might get more looks this year.
And if we're going off that tier, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with another tight end then that's on the same tier as you for like a bench player. Dude, I like Chig. I like Chig on the Titans. He's a really good tight end. He's got speed, man. He's got
Yeah.
really good speed. If he could get a good quarterback, and if this offense is as good as they think they are with their new coach Callahan, I think Chig could play a big role. Titans do a lot of heavy developing plays with tight ends, a lot of deep shots with tight ends. So I think Chig could be a really interesting one this year. He's worthy of a bench spot for me, like to mix in with maybe. If I had to go with 2 tight ends, it'd probably be Sam and Chig, and then if not, it would probably be Trey McBride and Pat Fryermuth kind of duo. But if you went with Sam and Chig on the Titans, dude, I like that duo. I think Chig could have a really decent year this year with this new offense. So, finally, let's just wrap it up here a little bit before we move on. Lastly, the biggest thing that is crucial to every team is a flex spot, right? And I don't know.
Mhm.
Let's just say since most people don't do a super flex, let's not get into all the QB super flexes, but just as a flex spot, running back, receiver, tight end, what position do you want at your flex? And then who would you put at your flex, right? Do you want another running back? Do you want another receiver? Or do you want 2 tight ends out there? What would you want in a PPR, and how would you do that?
It just really depends. It's on the board, honestly, but most likely now, since it's really a pass first league in the NFL, I would say receiver. And if I'm going flex, I don't know. It just really depends. Maybe like
I mean,
maybe
would
like
you draft
what you gonna
strategy wise, right? I'm thinking to me, because I'm the same way with you. I'd play a receiver too. My draft strategy, personally, guys, would be running back and or receiver first. Same thing, running back and or receiver second. And then if I went 2 straight receivers, I'd pick my running back. I'd probably go receiver, then running back, and then go receiver. I want 3 receivers and 1 good running back. The other running back, I just need him to be decent enough to put up points. Give me 3 good receivers and 1 at the flex spot being good, and you got yourself a team there. I mean, my dynasty team, I've won my dynasty team, my dynasty league a couple times, and my team's not really great at running back. I mean, I got James Conner and Raheem Mostert. That's it. My team is literally Chase Jefferson and Stephon Diggs. I think I've seen a lot of teams win with just 3 receivers. So personally, me, I would go receiver/running back, receiver/running back, whichever one I didn't take in the first, and then receiver. And that being said, since I'm taking 3 receivers in the first 3 rounds, there's no way that, there's no way like a Nico Collins or a Puka Nuka, for instance. There's no way I can't get. I could probably easily get, Puka. I could probably get Amara St. Brown. I could probably
Mhm.
get Nico Collins, and then for my third one, I could probably either get Jaden Reed or I could probably get, Malik Neighbors. I could get Marvin Harrison. I could get any of those guys easily with the first 4 rounds. There should be no problem with that. I don't think quarterback is important, but all quarterbacks are throwing for like 250 yards plus nowadays. I mean,
That's true. That's true.
you can easily get a quarterback to throw 250 plus yards nowadays. So
I'll probably take Malik Neighbors as my flex.
yeah, same. That's what I'm
I
thinking
would want
too.
that just because he's not really like he might not be like super consistent this year just because of Daniel Jones, because I really don't think he's an elite quarterback, even though they paid all that money for him and didn't pay Saquon. But
Crazy.
yeah, but I just know this season he's gonna have multiple games over 150 yards, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna lose. Like it's just gonna be he's gonna get he's gonna get the receiving yards for sure because he's the only one that that's really that elite on that team. And top of that, I don't know if a lot of corners are gonna be able to guard him. So
Well, and that's my thing too. If I'm not getting Neighbors, I'm getting Jaden Reed and or even. I mean, dude, I'd probably even go.
you love
Looking
Jaden
on,
Reed.
I'm really high on him. I think he's in a really good spot this year with Jordan Love. But honestly, if I'm not getting Neighbors or him, I probably will go. I mean, dude, it's hard not to go Jackson Smith either out of the Seahawks.
Yeah, Jason. The only thing
Or
about
Calvin Ridley,
Jason,
honestly, or Calvin Ridley on the Titans now. I like.
ooh,
I mean,
okay.
Calvin Ridley could be nice on the Titans too. So I mean, it's hard not to go Calvin Ridley at a flex or even uh, JSN. On the
Yeah,
Seahawks.
I think JSN is gonna replace what's
DK.
his name? No,
Well, I mean, I don't think DK stays at Seattle. Honestly, I don't. I think when his
yeah, he
contract's up.
definitely doesn't need to, but what is the other Tyler Lockett? That's what I'm saying. I feel like to this year, like this season, he's gonna get more looks or more targets than Tyler Lockett did last year. So, because I think Tyler Lockett is more of a vet. He's more of a veteran receiver, and you see how he's playing right now. He don't even want to get touched. So
Yeah,
it's like he's gonna be more. I think Gino is gonna be more looking his way for like third down situations. Like he's just gonna grab the ball, get down. But yeah, I think that's why I say JSN is gonna be he's gonna come up for sure this year.
yeah. I mean, definitely. I can definitely see that for sure. But moving on to our next segment. We didn't really touch on this in the first episode, and I'm kind of curious to know. Let's just for fun. Let's just go over under and wins. Right. Let's look at the lines. I didn't touch on it. I'm curious to know what you think. Personally, I want to know the over under on the wins. So let's just start out with the Cardinals. Right. I mean. Let's start out with the Cardinals. How many wins do you think? Their line is at 6.5. It looks like right now. Over or under that?
I agree with that.
You going over or under? What are you doing here?
I'm gonna go under.
Under?
Yeah.
Wow. Not much face for the Cards, huh?
It's
We're
just
not
because
liking
they
it.
don't have. I don't know. It's just they don't. The defense is not looking good at all, bro. The defense isn't looking good. I think Buda Baker is gonna be. He's gonna get out of there in that situation.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I meant yeah, got to.
I don't really see them winning that many games this year, honestly, bro.
So yeah, over under was 6.5. I honestly, looking at their schedule real quick, let's see. those divisional games are tough. I think they beat the Commanders. That's 1. I think they beat the Bears. That's 2. I think they beat the Vikings. That's 3 wins. The Patriots is 4 wins. Carolina's 5 wins. You know what? I think they take some of those divisional games. I can see 6 or 7 wins for them. I'm gonna go over. If you think as good, or as somewhat good that Kyler Murray is, I'm gonna go over 7 wins. I'm gonna say they get it done. 7 wins. I'm going over 6.5 for them.
Okay, all right. Okay, go over there. I think they're gonna. I personally, I really think they're gonna be like 500, bro. They're gonna split even. That's what I think.
Maybe. Okay, moving on. We have the Atlanta Falcons, who is the favorite to win the division. Not only that, they have the most wins projected to win the division. Did I say Atlanta? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Atlanta,
I'm saying Atlanta. That's what I'm saying. I'm already picking Atlanta.
We're picking the over and under in wins. So, like we said, Atlanta is favored to win the division right now, and they have the highest wins projected for the division, which their line is at 9.5. Do you think they win over 9 games or under 9 games? Looking at their schedule,
9 games,
9.5 games. That means they have to win 10. So I think they take. Personally, I'm going to go ahead and say under. I think they take 2 against they take 2 against the Panthers, 1 against the Giants, 1 against the Commanders, 1 against the Raiders, the Vikings, that's 6. The Broncos is 7. And then, they might split with New Orleans, that's 8. Split with Tampa, that's 9. I think they stop at 9 because they're going to lose the first 3 to the Steelers, Eagles, and Chiefs. So I'm going to go under 9.5 personally.
Yeah, I'm going under 2, bro. That's hella wins. That's too much.
Yeah.
They this is their first team. This is their first year that they're going to actually get things going.
Yeah, I'm going to go under 9.5. Let's just finish out this division, and then we'll go back to the NFC West because I should have done this in the first place. Tampa Bay, 7.5, along with New Orleans. Tampa Bay, I'm going to go. Man, I'm going to go under. I just think it's tough. It's really tough. I'm just gonna go under 7.5 personally.
Yeah, I'm going under. I'm going under 2. I'm going under 2.
Okay. Moving on, we got the New Orleans Saints at 7.5. I'm sure I know what you're gonna say.
Under. Definitely. No brainer.
I'm going over 7.5.
Okay,
I like it. I like our chances to win over 7.5. We had a lot of close games last year that we could have won and we should have won, and now with the new coaching staff, I think this year we can get it done. I think we can get it done and get over 7.5 wins.
Just remember, you guys have to go against J.C. Horn twice a year. So
okay, here we go again with the J.C.
Just want to throw that out there. Yeah.
And last but not least, we got the Carolina Panthers, 5.5 wins. Bobby, what do you?
They're going over that. They're definitely going over that.
I think so too. I think
they're definitely going over 5.5, bro.
5.5 is very
Bryce Young is gonna let y'all know this year that he's not what y'all think he is, bro.
I just think it's very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You can't do Bryce Young like that. But moving on, let's go back to the NFC West because I should have stayed here in the first place. We already did Arizona. Let's go through Seattle, Rams, and 49ers. Let's start with Seattle. 7.5 wins. Bobby, over and under that. 7.5 wins.
They're going under, bro.
For sure. I agree with that.
DK might get traded in the middle of the season, bro.
I think so, too. It would just Pete Carroll gone now, and a lot of things switching up. I'm going to go with under. Moving on, let's do the Rams. Over-under for them is 8.5 wins. I'm going under. I don't see them winning 9 games.
That's hard.
But
that's really hard for me. You said 8.5?
8.5, and I'm going under. Going under on the Rams.
I'm gonna say under, but not by. They're barely gonna be under, bro. It's gonna be like
8 wins.
It's gonna be close, bro. It's gonna be hella close. But they might just come up short, bro.
And oh my God, I've never seen this line before, and I'm already going under. I don't even have to. Bobby doesn't even need to think about this. 11.5 wins for the 49ers. I'm going under. That's 12 wins. That's a lot of wins. That's only 5 losses out of the whole year.
You can go ahead and book that now, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
they
I'm going.
they they are not they're not about to win 12 games, bro.
Like unlikely, very unlikely. All right, moving on. Let's go ahead and dive into the NFC North. We got the Bears. Starting out with the Bears, we're gonna go 8.5 wins. Personally, me, I'm going under that. I'm not sold on Caleb Williams yet. I'm not giving a rookie 9 wins to start out his career without seeing some stuff. So I'm gonna go under 8.5.
That's another one, bro. I feel like it's gonna be close, but I'm gonna go under too. I'm gonna be under.
All right, moving on.
They're gonna miss it by 1 or 2 games, yeah.
1 or 2, I think so as well. I think it's gonna be 7 wins for them personally, instead of the 9 wins that they need for the over. Moving on to the Lions. Again, 10.5 wins. That's a lot for me. That's a lot.
Under. We're going under for that, bro. How many they win last year?
They won 13, I believe. Or
yeah, they're going
like
under
11 or 13.
And they got him at 11.5?
10.5.
10.5?
Yeah, 11 wins.
I'm going under. They got Green Bay in there. I'm going under.
I'm going under as well. I'm sorry. I don't think under. You know why? Because the Packers are at 9.5, so I'm going to go under for the Lions and over for Green Bay. I think Green Bay wins over 9.5 games. I think they get 10+ wins
I agree.
this year.
Me too.
I think they win the division. I'm going Green Bay, honestly. Green Bay all day. Lastly, but not leastly, the total, whatever you want to call it, storm of quarterbacks that's going on in Minnesota. Their line is at 6.5 wins. I think it recently moved to 5.5 actually. So now that it's at 5.5, I'm still going under. I mean, that team is in shambles.
Oh, you said it got moved to 5.5?
I think it got moved. It was originally 6.5, and I think the line currently is at 5.5.
Oh, I'm going over if it's 5.5.
I'm still going under. That team is in shambles.
Jay Jettis will literally have 200 yards in the game, bro, and they can just win just with him, bro.
Jay Jettis is going to request a trade, most likely. He is out of Minnesota. Minnesota fans, I love that you love my boy Jay Jettis, but he is not staying. I'm gonna say that right now.
They just signed Stephon Gilmore today. They just signed Stephon Gilmore to a 1-year deal. So
go ahead and throw Skull Nation in the chat for me or in the comments, because Jay Jettas is out of there. He is no longer Skull Nation. He's not going to hear that anymore. He is gone. I honestly think he's going to end up somewhere down at the beach area, maybe over in LA with the big stars. Personally, that's just me, but I don't think he's staying in Minnesota. But to each their own. We'll see.
Yeah, I think they can win 6 games, bro.
Skull Nation, baby. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're going under. It's not that I hate y'all. I only hate the Cowboys. But hey, listen, under.
They can win 6 games.
All right, moving on. We got the Steelers 7.5 wins.
For sure, over. They get 500, bro. 500 every year. That's easy, no brainer.
I'm going over too. I think they finish 9-8 or 8. It's gonna be over. It's either gonna be what we got 17 games. Yeah, it's gonna be 9-8 or something like that. They're gonna go over, for sure. Okay, moving on to the Browns though. Browns 8.5 wins. I'm going under. Personally, me. I don't know how their injury situation is gonna hold up this year again, so I'm gonna go under an 8.5 until I can see consistency.
But the thing about that is, bro, that division is always that's probably one of the best divisions in the league.
And that's why I'm picking under 8.5, because some of those teams have to lose, in those divisional games. So I'm gonna go under 8.5 for them.
I might have to go over, bro. I think they can get 9, bro.
9-8 as well, probably somewhere in there. 17, okay.
I think it's gonna be, because last year it was like that, wasn't it? Like. It was
it used to be 17 weeks where you could go 8-8 and be 500, but now that we have 17 games, 18 weeks, 9-8 would be the 17 games, so that would finish at 500. Because if you went 8-9, you would be under 500, unfortunately. So
okay,
there's no 500 anymore. Honestly, you can go 9-8, not because there's 17 games, unless I'm tripping. because there's
No, I
18
got
weeks
you.
and only
I
one
should be
bye.
sure.
So
Damn, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'll go under.
under, yeah. And then finally moving on to the last two, both at the same exact line, Ravens and Bengals both at 10.5 wins. Let's start with the Bengals, though. I think the Bengals go over 10.5 wins. I think the Bengals, like I said, this is their year. It's got to be their year. If it's not their year, then everything that they did in the offseason, everything that Joe Burrow's prepped to come back for out of the injury, it's just for nothing. I'm going to go over 10.5 wins. I think they dominate this year. So, what you think? Over 10.5 Cincinnati Bengals? Over under? What are we feeling? You're muted? We can't hear you. We love you, but we can't hear you. I don't know if he muted himself. It's okay. I bet he's sitting there screaming "Who Day" and all that good stuff. You know, he's a huge Bengals fan. He's never been an Eagles fan, so he's still. Oh, say something real quick. Sorry, we are having some technical difficulties here. Sir Young Bobby over here. Bobby, can you hear us? Mike check. Bobby, did we lose again? I think Bobby is screaming "Who Day" and all that good stuff. I think we lost Bobby here. Unfortunately, Bobby, give us a Who Day. Why don't you? No Who Day. Try leaving the call and joining back. But anyway, regardless, everyone. Yeah, give me the Bengals. Under 10.5. Truly, I think that's the move. But this man he's too busy screaming "Who Day." Honestly, he's too much love in the Who Day nation. I don't know. I mean, Bobby, give me a Who Day right now. I don't think say something, please say something. Talk to me. No love. Oh boy, he's trying. He's trying. That's all that matters here. In the meantime, I think the reason I picked the Bengals over, and let's keep this between us while he's not in here. I guess he's back in here. That's really unfortunate because I was going to tell you guys a secret. But Bobby, give us a scream and shout.
You said what?
There he is. We got him back in here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
All right, let's resume. Okay, let's pick up where we left off. Bengals 10.5 wins. I said over. I say Who Day. Even though Who Dat was the original for your Bengals fans, I just want y'all to know I'm looking into the camera right here. Who Dat was first. But anyway, yeah, 10.5 wins. I'm going over. This is their year. This is the year that we see that. So.
All right, man. I mean, okay.
But what you got? 10.5. Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm gonna go 10.5 too. It's going.
You're going over?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the Ravens. We got the Ravens 10.5. What are we feeling here?
I'm going under, bro. Barely.
Same. I think it's 9 and 8.
How much did they win last year?
Actually, I'll go 10 and 7. I think they go 10 and 7.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, I'll see that.
We'll go 10 and 7. All right, moving on. We got a few more divisions left. Let's go ahead and head over to the Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and we back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and why am I blanking on the last team that really doesn't matter? The Jets. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm seeing Jets fans. Bear with me. Okay, Buffalo Bills, 10.5 wins. Man, that is way under.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, under. Let's we can rapid fire these. Miami Dolphins, 9.5 wins. Over under.
Can we go Jets first? What's Jets?
Jets 9.5.
Let's go Jets. Okay, I'm going Jets over. For sure.
All right, I'm going Jets under, Dolphins over 9.5. I'm vice versa. You going Dolphins under 9.5?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're vice versa. New England Patriots 4.5 wins. I think they go under. Personally, I'm gonna put mad disrespect on Patriots fans out there because you guys.
Yeah, they're going under. They're gonna win 4 games, so they're gonna be under. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under. Sorry, y'all. I don't. Yeah, he's laughing because we all know you guys are not great anymore. That's okay. Bill Belichick doesn't miss y'all either. So, moving on though. moving on here. We got Jackson, the Jaguars, the Texans, Colts, Titans. Rapid fire again. Texas 9.5 wins. I'm gonna go over again.
Over.
Yeah, over for sure for both of us. Colts 8.5 wins. What do we got here? I'm gonna go under. Still on the under for them. Jacksonville Jaguars, 8.5 wins. I'm going to go over. I think Duval County is it this year. It's going to be rocking in Duval.
It's 8.5 for Jacksonville.
8.5. I'm going over. Duval County, baby. 6.5 wins for the Titans. I think they go under with 6 wins, honestly.
6?
I think they go under with 6 wins. It's at 6.5.
No, they're going over. They're going over.
I'm still going to go. I'm still going to go.
The Titans, bro, you got to understand, bro. The Titans are a team, bro. Titans are a team people will lose to that they're not supposed to lose. They're like an upset team. Like they're going to upset teams, bro. That's why I'm going over 6.5. They're going to get 7.
I'm going to go under. Just because I hope I'm wrong for some Titans fans out there. Moving on, last division. Again, a little rapid fire here. Kansas City Chiefs, 11.5 wins. What do we got here?
Under.
Say under. Under for sure. Los Angeles Chargers.
If you go over 11.5, the NFL's rigged. Go ahead.
Moving on to the Los Angeles Chargers, 8.5 wins. I'm going to go ahead and say under with 8 and 9, honestly. I don't think
No, go ahead. No, listen. Keep that same energy. You said in the last podcast, bro. You said the Chargers were going to be the division leaders, right?
Okay, I'll go over. I'll hot take again.
Go over.
I respect that. I respect you calling me out on that. I'll go over 8.5. Okay, 8.5. I'll go over.
We're going under that for sure.
Okay. Las Vegas Raiders, 6.5 wins. I'm going to go under, personally speaking. Just for me, I'm going to go under for that.
No, we'll go under too.
6.5. Denver Broncos, 5.5 wins. I'm going to go also under that as well.
I'm going to go over that. I'm going over.
Okay. Well, there you guys have it. That's it for today's show. Sorry for the little technical difficulties that we ran into there. But nonetheless, we'll be back. So yeah, that was our over-unders and our fantasy picks. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well. Bobby is a huge fan of the bell icon. His phone be buzzing nonstop. It's very annoying. We'd be sitting in the movies, and this guy just constant beep, 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 just every time. He's what the advertisements are for. But anyway, nonetheless, we'll be having that Discord server up soon. So if you guys are interested in joining the show with us as a viewer and wanting to talk sports with us, make sure you guys join the Discord. And then you can also talk to both of us in there. We'll both be in there and talk sports with y'all. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back on Monday, maybe if not Tuesday as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys later, all right?
All right.